joining me kind of mid-drive. Headed down Interstate 25 here in Colorado Springs. About 5 o'clock in the evening, so we're getting to that dusky hour. It's getting a little dark outside, but this is going to be a stretch here where we're going to transition from transition weather patterns here a little bit, because as I've driven down the interstate here using FSD, we're going to probably drive into some snow as I get closer to home. So kind of want to see show you how version 13 here reacts, as you're looking at almost nighttime driving, dry conditions into more wet conditions when it comes to the road. And as we approach downtown Colorado Springs, you can kind of see, I don't know if you guys can see it, but what it's turning into, because I'm starting to see a little bit of snow falling now. So let's see how FSD in this version, this 13.2.2.1, handles this. Because I think the snow is a little bit more, I guess, quote unquote, intense as we get closer to my house. But yeah, we just picked up kind of mid-drive here as we're making our way down, going south on the interstate here in Colorado Springs. So a little bumpiness, but let it sleep. Because I mean, the good big thing about here is, how does this handle weather? How does it handle weather changes? It's a good, judge how this version and how each version of full self-driving evolves and moves along. Because now the snow is getting a little bit more intense right here as we approach downtown Colorado Springs. So let's see here, and it's cold outside. I mean, I said, if you don't know that little icon right there, it's on how cold the battery's cold. I was actually warming my car up before I left. But one thing I noticed as a new owner of a Tesla is, I don't want to say that Teslas don't like, and EVs don't like the cold, but they kind of don't like the cold. The battery gets cold. The battery likes to be warm. More warm is more ideal conditions for it. So that little icon, it just went away, but will limit your regenerative braking, in terms of slowing the car down and things like that, with the one pedal driving. But yeah, the road's a little bit more wet down here as the snow is coming down, and the car is handling it pretty well. Because I know in version 12, if you watch one of my previous videos or one of my shorts on YouTube, little clips, that you would get the warning about weather conditions in version 12. I haven't seen that type of warning in version 13 yet with these cars. But past the Motor City here in Colorado Springs on the Interstate 25. Up on the right is the Tesla dealership here in Colorado Springs, where I got this. Test drove a Tesla way back in early May for the first time, and ordered this Model Y, 2024 Model Y. So right up there is the Tesla dealership. I'll bring you back. I guess the benefit of having the recording on a tripod as I'm holding it. I know it's a little shaky, but street lights aren't working up here in this part of the interstate, which is nice. Love it. And we're gonna make our way to the local grocery store through this drive. But if you're new to full self-driving, I mean, these, seems to me, I've driven it at night a lot. Handles real well in the dark. I don't know if that would worry some people in terms of, obviously this is using the cameras, Tesla Vision, not necessarily any type of ultrasonic, sensors to make these drives. So in terms of at night, it seems like it's done fine. I come home at night a lot based on my job. You know, when it's dark, especially in the winter or the winter season. Cars on the right here either need to get over. The lane to the right will actually end eventually, but we're not gonna have that problem because we're cruising along. Once we get off the interstate here, we're going to get off on South Academy Boulevard and go west towards Cheyenne Mountain. I think the snow's a little bit more intense the further west you go compared to where we are currently right now, which, I mean, we're not that far away, but we got a truck here that is eventually going to want to merge, but we're going to just power through. Couldn't get over. There was a truck on my left. So it's either keep going or slow down. Some wipers. Sorry, I'm trying to use them to clean. Trying to clean out the windshield a little bit. Road closed, crashed ahead, milepost 128. Okay. I was like, that ain't right here. I was gonna say, the interstate's closed, so that's great. Be a sweetheart, use your blinker. That's what the sign says. And a good thing about FSD is it uses blinkers. Yeah, there's snow plows on the road down here, so this is the more southern part of Colorado Springs. I just came from the most northern part. So as I said, cloudy up there, cold, but it wasn't snowing like this. Down here, and it's not really sticking to the roads, so I don't think there's gonna be a huge issue with FSD on that. We'll let this take us into the Safeway parking lot. We got about 5 more minutes, 2.5 miles to get to that, but getting off the interstate right here on South Academy. So like I said, we'll go west on Academy. The roads are wet, snow is starting to sort of stick to the roads, but the software here and the car is handling it fine. This Bronco in front of us not using its blinker, but FSD reacts to that. And now we're kind of driving through a little bit of snow there. And I just washed my car yesterday. Go figure. Got a truck right here on our left that's probably going to want to get over. It's always a tough part right here, but it handles it perfectly. It does want to get over. Yeah, so conditions are getting worse down here. But I mean, so far, in the past 9 minutes, haven't had any interventions to the car. I mean, I don't think the roads are necessarily slick. But we are getting to a point here where snow is starting to get on the road here, and the lines are real hard to see. So it looked like the car wanted to get over into the left lane. It didn't. I don't know, it's probably hard to see on camera, but I'm having issues seeing the line here in the middle of the road, or the lines, but at least on the screen, I mean, it's right, and so it's seeing it the best it can. So I wonder if it was going to get over, but decided not to. Driving sort of with the traffic, with conditions. Because yeah, we got a little bit more on the roads here on this street here on South Academy versus what the interstate looked like. I just washed my car yesterday. I'm so bummed. So I can hear it all kicking up. I just put mud flaps on it though. You know, see if that. Ooh, see now we're getting over, and we are actually on the line a little bit here on the right, but it readjusted there because again. So this is a good little test right here. I mean, snow starting to stick to the road, a little bit slushy. It's hard to see what the lane actually is. We'll see what happens here too, because then I'm going to be ready to take over because it's a red light, and I don't know how slick this is as we approach, but it seems to be okay. It seems to have done a pretty good job there, right? Not necessarily. Here we go. We're going to get off here and get into the Safeway parking lot. So this should be interesting. Let's do it. Come on. Come on. Let's go right towards the curb. Come on. Oh, there we go.
In 500 feet, your destination will be on the left.
We have made it. So yeah, there we go. Came close to maybe having to take over there as we were coming into this grocery store parking lot, but I did not. So that's good. But that kind of gets you the idea there.
Now your
So
destination is on the left.
in terms of how this drives, a little bit with the weather changing, like say from dry conditions to, and we're parking in a spot. This is my first time for it doing this. Look at that. Well, there we go. So thanks for coming along for the ride. It just self-parked. And until next time, see you guys.